So let me get this straight, right? And I want to note to a lot of people that this is from the official Homeland Security's Twitter. And this is what they decided to specifically post, right? They said, mess around and find out. If you threaten or lay hands on our law enforcement officers, we will hunt you down and you will find out really quick. We'll see you cowards soon. So I want people to understand this is Homeland Security, right? The government, as we all know it, the main body of it is white. And you have these folks or whoever is running the Homeland Security's site, again, this is the government, deciding that they want to make Black Americans, better yet, Black males, the focal point. So the main part of the video that we could say, it says ICE were on the way, word in the streets, cartel put a 50K bounty on y'all. So this is, I guess, a reply from Homeland Security to the narrative that is being spun directly on these internet streets. Now, I just want to know, for all of the powers that be that are directly out there, all of the money that Homeland Security has, all of the knowledgeable individuals that they have, how is it possible that you guys see a video online and you have Black American men just sitting there? You got the beater, you know, directly on, you got the shiesty or whatnot or whatever, and they just standing there. It's like, yo, we on site, we ready. And it didn't dawn on y'all to think that maybe we should take a look into this to figure out if this is real or not? Like, let's not just take this, you know, for face value. Let's do a little bit of research. I want a lot of Black Americans to realize that this shows you the lack of intelligence and the incompetence when it deals with the United States government and the many other, you know, areas that are there. They don't do any research. They don't care to do any research because they know and understand that a lot of the public are so gullible to believe any and every single thing that the United States government will tell them and put directly into their face. They know this, and this is why they're able to get away and do things like this. And as I stated before, this is another reason how I stated that if the government wanted anything to realistically jump off, they're going to need a catalyst. They're going to need a causation. They're going to need a primer for that to take place. And like I said, in order for that to jump off, they have to have Black people. They've been trying to do this with everybody else, and no fuss, no muss. People have been pretty much going about their way, dispersing and do the things that they normally sit up there and do, irregardless on how Homeland Security and ICE comes directly into their community. But mind you, they're like, this isn't really working. We really got to get the Blacks. Somehow, some way, we got to get the Blacks. And in order to do this, we have to get other people behind us in order to support us in this false fake narrative so that we can really start to make a dramatic push into all of these Black communities. Because look at how the Blacks are acting and how they're talking about the United States and the government. Oh my God, we have to do something now. Actual version of the video, which you can clearly see directly in front of you, it says, you see what we can do. Don't say something that you can't finish. Iran. We already united. We stand with America. We want all the smoke. So that's the original video where you have this young dude right here basically stating that, yo, I as an American, I represent America along with the, you know, the rest of my partners directly behind me. And America ain't just fighting by itself. It's like we as the people, we are there willing and ready to throw down if there's any type of problems. We're ready to see you right where you at. That's what they said. That's the whole meaning of the message. That's the whole message of the video. But do you think that the greater majority of those that Homeland Security is trying to push this message directly towards, do you think that that's the message that they want to hear? No. Do you think that that's the message that they're trying to see? No. Do you think that if people were able to see this actual message, that Homeland Security and the government would have support in order to try to go deep into the Black community because of the original quote-unquote message that they decided to reportedly put out by way of their own Twitter social media profile, which they wanted to portray as if Black Americans are making just these verbal threats specifically at the United States government, and that now the United States government really has to come see Black Americans to really put them in their place, to really show them what it really is. I wonder. And you know, the funniest thing is, I know for a fact that a lot of the racists directly out there, they're not trying to hear or see this message out there. They're not trying to see no type of togetherness. They're not trying to hear any we or anything like that, because in their minds, America is theirs. And Black Americans are pretty much just the invaders. And within knowing how a certain demographic out here feels about America, themselves, and Black Americans, this is who the government and Homeland Security are feeding the previous message directly to, because they want that to, in a sense, be a trigger to give them the, full on, ability to do any and everything that they need to do in order to, quote unquote, solve the real problem in America, which is the Blacks. Right, because we gotta get the Black community under control. The Black community is the one that's really the problem. They're really the danger. They're the ones all across every single state, every single city, every single time, doing all the crimes. Right? Nobody else is committing and doing crimes in the United States. It's only the Blacks. The Blacks are the ones that we have to fear. Right? And these are the same things that people would like to say. To understand that they're specifically doing this because they know this is how easy it is to get directly to you in order to do whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do, but it'll be under the disguise as if they're doing it specifically, for you, because we're going to put up these stats out, we're going to put up these numbers to make you think that, yes, the Blacks are the real problem. They're the most detrimental, directly in society. They're the dregs of society. They're the murderers, they're killers, and all of these other types of things. We really got to do something, because if we don't, then whatever they say and do, other people will directly follow. And there's a little bit of truth within that one statement. The bit of truth that is true is that to the white folks out there, I want you to understand that they're specifically doing this because they know this is how easy it is to get directly to you in order to do whatever it is that they want to sit up there and do, but it'll be under the disguise as if they're doing it specifically, for you, because we're going to put up these stats out, we're going to put up these numbers to make you think that, yes, the Blacks are the real problem. They're the most detrimental, directly in society. They're the dregs of society. They're the murderers, they're killers, and all of these other types of things. We really got to do something, because if we don't, then whatever they say and do, other people will directly follow. And there's a little bit of truth within that one statement. The bit of truth that is true is that if Black people were to stand up, other people will be emboldened, right, to stand up for their beliefs and their rights, and to actually fight for the United States, to actually fight for America, right, so that it does not devolve, right, into something that is going to be unrecognizable, into something where people are stripped of their rights and their ability to specifically, have quote unquote freedoms as we would like to normally state in the United States, right? But because they want to paint this in such a light, they're making sure to disguise the fact that they want to potentially quash any ability or any thoughts of people out there that may notice something wrong with the government and may want to stand up, right? They may want to speak about it. They may want to bring attention directly to it. This is, again, a way to get rid of those folks, just like they did previous times, right? So who do we have previously that white people allowed the government to get rid of? You had Malcolm X, you had Martin Luther King, you had the Black Panther Party, and many others directly out there that white folks allowed the United States government, full, leeway to do whatever it is that they wanted to do under the disguise of, we're doing this for the best interest of the country. We're doing this for the best interest of you, white people. Whenever it comes to a live stream or anything that it is that I do, whenever it is that I showcase any type of news or showcase any type of videos, everybody wants to believe and see this as the main villain, as the main criminal, as the main thing that goes bump in the night, the main thing that's there to just take everything that they hold dear. like I said, this is, I guess the veil is really lifting at this moment in time, where you can just completely, so obviously see how it is that the United States government, who is a white body, is trying to quote unquote play race when it deals with this. When the original video, when it deals with these Americans here, they stated that they are American. Nowhere in the video did it say that we're standing as Black Americans. They said that we are standing as Americans. We, right? They used we once, 1, 2, 3, 4 times they used we. They didn't say Black, they didn't say African American, they didn't say anything other than just we're American and we stand with and for America. It's crazy and it's interesting. I wonder how many of those conservatives would really call this out, really would talk about how this is a problem and how it needs to be solved, and how the government body as it sits at this moment in time, it really seems to be fixated on race, and how it seems as though they're trying to push a race narrative and a race war, something that really doesn't exist, only in the dark reaches of a lot of folks' minds directly out there. I bet you they won't, and I bet you they could more than likely care less. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comment description below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.